Dora the Explorer. What was that?
Let me just simply say.
There it is.
For our Latino brothers and sisters,
right?
At the MPAA, we've really been making Latinx engagement a priority. The Latinx community is 18% of the U.S. population, 24% from our own research, our own theme report, 24% of box office revenue. So the Latinx
24%.
So they over-index in going to the movies. It's an event because, with Latinx community households, many is multi-generational. So when they go to the movies, everyone goes.
Right.
And they've been so supportive, but they haven't always seen themselves. And so with Dora the Explorer, let's talk about Paramount. For the summer, they typically will have Mission Impossible, Star Trek, Transformers as their big summer movie.
Right.
This year, they put everything into Dora the Explorer.
Wow.
If you love Jumanji, Indiana Jones, you will love this movie.
It's all in that space, yeah.
98% Latino cast, Latino director. It kills.
When does it open?
August 9th. So this upcoming Friday.
Okay.
Go see it.
Yeah, I do.
The same way we felt about Black Panther, the same way the Asian community felt about Crazy Rich Asians, which is one of my favorite films.
I went after you told me about it, yeah.
The Latinx community will love this because, again, it's not based on stereotypes. People get tired of seeing negative stereotypes. We've seen, movies with drug lords and, that feeds into some of the, unfortunate rhetoric we're hearing today about people, gangs and stuff crossing the border.
Yeah.
But you have
they're murderers, they're rapists, and some of them.
Dora, who is the daughter of two professors, researchers in the Amazon. They're smart, they're brilliant. She's really brilliant. Her cousin's brilliant. The grandma's in there, but it's just really, really good.
That's awesome.
It is.
So Dora the Explorer, August 8th. Make sure.
August 9th.
August 9th.
Yes.
Make sure you check it out. Speaking of animated,
yes.
I don't know if you can.
And it's not animated. It's actually live action.
I was going to say
live action.
It is like the new Lion King.
Yep. Yes.
Oh my God! And how much this? Okay, so the cartoon did nothing for me, really.
It did.
Yeah, honestly. Okay. No, I have children. But the live action.
You loved it?
Oh my God, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I talk to my animals anyway.
Yeah.
My dogs.
Your babies, I know.
Yes, and they have a pet squirrel. Now they have a pet robin. I mean, I'm serious. I feed, the squirrels, and then the robin, the birds like the food. And to watch my dogs, it's just deep to watch animals interact. It is very calming for me to watch animals interact.
Disney did an incredible job, and shout out to Jon Favreau, who is the director, who I think also did the Jungle Book. But Jon Favreau also starred in the last Spider-Man movie. He plays Iron Man's best friend, Hoppy.
Okay.
So he's both actor and director, and Jon Favreau is just he is the man.
Listen, it was incredible because if they could speak, that's exactly what I would think they would be saying to each other. Isn't that amazing?
Alfre Wood is like my secret mom.
Really?
Yes, I love Alfre Wood. So anytime you could have her in the film with James Earl Jones, obviously you get Beyonce and Chance the Rapper. Donald Glover.
So since you mentioned Beyonce,
yes.
The reviews were like, that could have been anybody. I'll have to say, Ingrid B, did you see it? You can come over. You can unexile yourself from the other side of the room and come over to my
Come on, Ingrid.
I don't have a flamethrower to throw at you right now. And set all that acrylic on your head on fire. Okay.
See, Ingrid. Yes, that's that Uncle Nearest work.
This is a movie reference.
I'm not touching the Beyonce Lion King. I'm not touching it.
Okay, well, she will. So did you see it?
I did not see Lion King because, like you, I don't have small children anymore, so I stopped going to children's movies as soon as I could find somebody else to take my daughter.
But there
were a lot of adults, groups of adults they wanted to see, again, the live action version.
And there were a lot of adult themes.
And I liked it. What I would have
A lot of those movies have adult themes.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah.
And Disney, forgive me for saying this. Disney, I love you. It would have been very interesting if Whoopi Goldberg had come back.
There you go.
Whoopi Goldberg had come back to voice her part that she did.
Oh, yeah, that was.
Because Whoopi, you can't replace Whoopi.
I wonder what that. Well,
maybe she was busy or
Yeah. Well,
but had James Earl Jones, and that's all.
Baby, look here. So what else? Summer box office. Okay, let's do that. What else that's coming up for the summer that well, we're almost done.
Well, I'm going to talk about, can we shift the TV?
Of course we can shift. Of course we can shift the television.
So, and I think South Florida would love this because, again, going back to...
Oh, my goodness,
yes. Alvin McCraney, who
yes, indeed.
wrote Moonlight, which he won the Oscar for.
In the
He's
Moonlight
from Miami Gardens area.
Yes.
He has a new show coming out on the Oprah Winfrey Network, called David Makes Man.
Yeah. They screened it. Did you go to the screening at ABFF?
I did not, but I have connections at home.
I was going to say,
so they sent me the first 5 episodes. And so it's produced by Oprah Winfrey, and Michael B. Jordan.
Oprah, that's right. It's their piece together.
And I started watching on Thursday, the first episode, and just giving the audience some background. The year before Moonlight won the Oscar that February, so that October before, I had Terrell Barry Jenkins, the director, and in cast at the MPAA. And, Moonlight just touched, for me, on so many levels.
Right.
Because, again, what it showcased and what Terrell does in this show, in our communities, and we don't show this a lot, there are a lot of good people who make bad decisions.
Yes.
I remember growing up, you may have the person who was on the corner, pharmaceutical distributor, but
Doctor.
would say, hey, you need to go to school.
Right.
Or, when the lights would hit at 6 p.m. and you had to be in the house, your mom would call you, hey, did you hear your mother calling you?
Yep.
Or you didn't have any money, here's some money, get yourself something to eat.
Right.
We never really saw that in film and TV until, to Moonlight.
Right.
Because, people always want to demonize our community. So in David Makes Man, Terrell once again brilliantly showcases that.
Yeah.
That, again, people who don't make the best decisions, but they care.
Yeah. I think that, and I thought that character was so pivotal, Mahershala Ali's in Moonlight.
Absolutely.
Because, and when I interviewed Barry, I asked him, where did he go? And why was there it was nothing?
Yeah.
And he said, because that's what it is.
That's what it is, yeah.
It just is. And I thought, because that is, they're just gone.
Yeah, and to me, one of the most powerful scenes in that movie was the treatment center where, Trevante had now grown up, living in Atlanta.
Right.
And Naomi Harris playing his mom, so she moved to be closer to him.
Right.
And she was getting her act together, and she was almost kind of counseling him, giving now parental guidance after all these years of not giving it.
Yeah.
Don't do this. And he kind of pushed back. And she apologized, and he kept saying, you don't need to apologize. But she was like, I need to. A lot of times in our communities, and I can speak to my own family, people who've gone through rough patches and they've come out on the other end, it's this sense of, well, I'm here now. I don't need to apologize for that. I'm here now.
Right.
But I'm sorry is 2 very powerful words that people need to hear that sometimes people don't need to say.
Right.
They don't feel they need to say.
They don't feel I need to say it, right.
And that scene was so powerful for me because that was, it was not necessarily my parents, but siblings.
Right.
I could understand.
You could relate to
absolutely.
that.
Absolutely.
There was there's just so much in Moonlight.
So, and again, with
really
this,
resonated
David Makes Man, Terrell shows the beauty of South Florida.
Terrell, listen, is the beauty of South Florida.
He is.
There's such when Terrell is in a room, it's something just very peaceful that happens.
Yeah. So for Congressional Black Caucus Week in D.C., which I know you will be in Washington for.
Yes, I will be.
I believe that we're going to partner with OWN, and we're going to have Terrell, and also one of his lead actresses, the legendary Phylicia Rashad, is also in David Makes Man.
Don't make me fall off this chair.
Yeah. So I think we will have both of them.
I'm so excited about that, and so excited since you mentioned the CDC. So excited to be coming to that space. We just had the last political season was my first on the air with this show.
I'm so excited.
Okay, thanks. It was my first full political season on air, and I realized that there really is no honor among thieves.
Nope.
And that people will say anything to have their needs or whatever it is met. And then they either just will not say anything when the truth is unveiled, or, you know, they'll just try to make you seem like you have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
So to see the entertainment industry and politics like together, like I just feel like I just want to be like a fish on the other side of the bowl watching how this. So, because that's it.
So, give us some background to the audience. So, the week of September 9th, you have two major conventions, if you will. Mm-hmm. The Congressional Hispanic Caucus, they have their legislative conference.
And I didn't know that until you told me that
it would be that time. Tuesday and that Wednesday, and kicking off that Wednesday night is the Congressional Black Caucus. And so, we do a number of programming, like, for instance, that Wednesday, the 11th, the MPA and one of our partners, Icon Talks, and I believe Warner Brothers and Comcast and maybe AT&T, we do this event called a Celebration of Multiculturalism, where we honor members of Congress as well as those in the entertainment industry who really have made an impact. Like previously, we've honored Sheila Johnson, co-founder of BET. Miss Johnson does not get all of the credit that she deserves. You know, when she met Bob Johnson, they both were students at the University of Illinois Urbana. She was BET's first VP of communications. She created so many programming there. And, you know, because she also decided to stay home to raise their children, people try to marginalize her as like she didn't have a contribution, but she was right there. So we honored her. We honored T.I. We honored.
Did you go to her resort? I'm just.
Oh, Middleburg. Middleburg. She has this incredible resort in Middleburg, Virginia, called Salamander.
Salamander.
She's also the creator of the Middleburg Film Festival. And a couple of years ago, the New York Times wrote the Oscar race now goes to Middleburg.
To Middleburg, yeah. One of the most important stops now.
And she is just impressive. And we had T.I., we had Omari Hardwick, we had Shaka Khan, we had former MPA Chairman Chris Dodd, we had Senator John Conyers, John Lewis, Congresswoman Yvette Clarke out of Brooklyn. This year we are honoring Congressman Tony Cardenas of California, who is a leader in the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, and Congresswoman Judy Chu of the Congressional Asian Pacific American Caucus. We're trying to get a prominent member of the CBC. We have Jadena coming.
Oh, yeah.
And we have some other surprises.
He's been on the festival circuit. Yeah,
absolutely. And then we have Lawrence Jackson. Lawrence Jackson, who is the, you know, when you talk about President Obama, a lot of people focus on, you know, he had two primary photographers. One, Pete Souza, that people follow on social media. But Lawrence Jackson, African-American, who is the son-in-law of the legendary Senator Patrick Leahy, is writing a book on his journey with President Obama. I think it comes out in late October.
Awesome.
And forward by President Obama and Steph Curry. And so we're honoring Lawrence. Lawrence is just a twin, a quiet soul from Richmond, Virginia. His wife is one of my colleagues. But Lawrence is incredible, but people need to see him. Yeah. And so we're going to honor him. And we're working on a couple of special surprises for that week.
Awesome.
So that's that Wednesday.
Okay, so yeah, you're right. I have to stay the whole week.
Yeah, you have to stay the whole week.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. It is like a homecoming. If you ever really want to come to Washington, if you have an interest in politics, and intersection of politics and entertainment, CBC week, CHC week for both communities, that's the week. And
I wonder if they came together because for a minute
they used to be different weeks.
Right. Yeah. Well, and the Association of Black Journalists and Hispanic Journalists used to be at different times, and then they came together for a minute.
And you know, that Friday of that week, the MPA, I conceived of this event. I wanted to honor both caucuses, so we're having a celebration of the Congressional Black Caucus, Congressional Hispanic Caucus, and cultural diversity of the film and TV industry. At the MPA, we've been out of our building for 2 years while it's undergone a massive multi-million-dollar renovation. So that will be our first big event back in the building.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, so I'm
Speaking
excited.
of being in the building, okay, the Smithsonian.
And actually, that's one of our partners, the National Museum for African American History and Culture.
Yes.
They'll be one of our partners.
So, I have yet to do that.
Then we can get you passes. Well, yeah.
Listen, I need to. That's why I was thinking to stay those 2 days, because I really just want to walk.
Quite a few hours.
Yep.
You might. Some people say you need a few days, but yeah.
That's what I say. Everybody that's gone told me you need a few days to go do that, because I'm just in that. Ingrid, have you been yet?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so
haven't been to DC since it opened.
Oh, no.
Since DC opened? No.
Since the museum opened. There was a point in time where I was up in that area at least 3-4 times a year. But since it's open, no, I have not been.
Yeah, it is one of those moments. We are having, can we say a struggle with the attempts to get an African-American museum on Virginia Key. Virginia Key was the first beach that allowed black people to go to the beach.
Really?
And the money was, set aside for it. And then we just recently had to have a vote in order for that money to be used. And now it has been. And now, but X, Y, and Z has to be met before those funds can be released. And it's still in a bit of limbo.
Okay.
But I think that I think one of the first ones I went to was Detroit. Mm-hmm. I remember the opening day of Detroit, and it's something about the wonderment of seeing your history
absolutely
in that way.
Yeah.
That really gives you resonance, because I'm trying to think of some panel recently, and I've said it before, I wish we could get off the plantation for a little while, but can you ever really? It's like, that is the question for the night. Can you ever really get off the plantation? Ingrid B?
Really? You coming to me with that? I was never on the plantation. I don't know what you're talking about. My experience is a little different, and my attitude towards things are a little different. So yeah, you'd have to really break that question down.
Well,
me to answer.
Well, you worked. I mean, the idea that a lot of what we do for a living does not honor who we are as humans. And, at what point and how do you, assert yourself and plant yourself in history in some way where you're in the museum? They want to discuss you at some. I mean, because think about it, honestly, no tea, no shade, that, you really have held down the neo-soul poetry space for the last 20 years. There's no Will the Will One, God bless his soul. And you have... Rebecca, I hear you in my headphones. But in terms of producing and organizing events, you really have been a stalwart in that space.
Thank you.
And so if we were going to talk about black music in South Florida, you would have to be, you'd have to have a little room, maybe a window, maybe a little couch in front of it. But you see what I'm saying? I mean,
after leaving Fabulous Girls Rock today, my friend was like, you too humble. And I think it's that I posted recently on Facebook that I've never been enough, not American enough, not Caribbean enough. I'm not a poet, I'm not a singer, but I've been curating these events for 18 to 20 years consistently, because it's my passion, and my goal is to make my passion my prosperity. So it could be all
that's a word right there.
Oh,
that's my passion, my prosperity.
Let's trademark that now. Because you know how that goes. I've been saying it long enough that people would be like, no, that's Ingrid B. making your passion your prosperity.
Before the Kardashians say
and
that.
Even if you're on the plantation, it's a beautiful thing if you can be on the plantation doing something you love.
Yes.
I would love a plantation job doing something I love so that I can invest more into the events that I'm curating to do bigger things. All I really want is for the rest of the country to know that South Florida has talent. We have amazing singers, amazing poets, amazing musicians, amazing visual artists.
Right.
But unfortunately, when people come here, they're solely on vacation. Or when they come here to work, like example, musicians and stuff, they bring their own backup singers with them. They can't even be bothered with even realizing that we've got some singers here.
Yeah.
And that kind of sort of frustrates me. But new Ingrid B is trying to look at what I'm not doing as opposed to who's not paying attention.
Right.
Because clearly I need to be doing something more to get people to be like, I got to make sure I'm on the B side when I'm in South Florida.
When you're in Miami.
Like
yes.
That.
Hi, welcome to Hot Talk. Who's this?
This is Denise. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am well. I would love to respond to Miss Ingrid and the panel, especially with the art.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Because most people know me as the condom lady, and I have been shifting away from that image because of perception, number one, The reason why I was the condom lady was to raise funds to do production, to do film, to do events. And it's amazing of the perception of people's image that they want to use you for what benefits them. So they want you for the HIV crowd, or they want you because you're in the community, and that's not who I am. And I say it's amazing how people see you for their value, but not for who you really are.
That's interesting. And
I'm a poet. I have a published book. I've had a published book for 4 or 5 years. When Dr. Angelo passed, my poetry book was established. I'm a screenwriter. I got 15 scripts, and nobody knows none of that part. And I write music, but nobody knows that part. All they see is condom or something to do with HIV that benefits them.
Right. Well, you know,
it's starting to get frustrating. This is not who I am. This is what I had to do in order to do what I really love to do.
John?
No, I hear your passion through your voice, and I love it. You know, here in South Florida, there's another, you have the launch of the Urban Film Festival, which is Labor Day weekend. And shout out to Marco in the Florida Film House. I know Marco is on traveling this week, and we've been trying to connect. And while I can't be here that weekend because I have to be in Houston for some historically black college and university outreach at Texas Southern Prairie View A&M, we will figure out a way to support the Urban Film Festival. And so to my sister, I tell you, film festivals are really a great place to really get yourself out there. Again, we were talking about Ryan.
I've been to the American Film Festival a couple of times. I've been in LA.
No. He's talking about... No, babe. He's talking about the Urban Black Film Festival that happens here that Florida Film House does. It's happening Labor Day weekend,
I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah, well, it's launching, so it's specific to South Florida. And so I would challenge you to, find it on, social media, go and support it. But film festivals is a really great, those are great places to get yourself out there. And, in today's, in the space that we're living today, your phone is your camera. And, we talk about Insecure on HBO, but Issa Rae had Awkward Black Girl on YouTube. It costs no money to put yourself out there and put that product and get a following. Yeah. So really, I'm constantly talking to young filmmakers who are in school and those who want a career change. Your phone is your tool. If you have a great story and if it resonates with people, they will find you.
I didn't even much know it. I just was posting stuff that I see going on or things that really affect the community, and I had no idea that you had subscribers.
Absolutely.
I just thought it's always about the big screen or the camera.
No, not at all. Not anymore. Look at what's happening with social media. So many people have been found by posting on both Instagram and Twitter.
And YouTube and becoming millionaires. We'll talk about them on the other side. Stay close. I am Jill Tracy. This is Hot Talk.
To join Hot Talk, call 888-550-9105. And now back to Hot Talk.
Yes, indeed. 888-550-9105. You can give us a call. We are at Hot Talk After Midnight. My dear friend John Gibson, the Vice President of External Affairs and Multicultural Inclusion at the Motion Picture Association of America, is in the building, along with Ingrid B., creator, purveyor, and HBIC.
Lord have mercy.
The Uncle Nearest.
Thank you. The shade. Of all things on the B side.
It's the only side to be on.
Is in the studio. And we are also live on Facebook. So you can go on the Hot 105 Facebook page and join us. Hello, Dion Stirrup. Look at that. Look how that thing works. Hello, Dion. Thank you for... Hey, Darnell Roberts. How are you, sir? Thank you so much for joining. And Doba, hello, my love. How are you? Doba is an incredible artist. For those of you who don't know who he is, and hopefully, yes, he does. As a fan of the Miami Heat, can Wade County be interviewed about life after retirement? I'm sure he could. Yeah, he and Gabrielle. So why don't you hook that up? Thank you. Doba did a really great piece. He's an amazing artist. He did a really great piece on D-Wade when he retired. So, but yeah, if you can look that up, let's make that happen.
Let me know.
Yes, indeed. And we're back with John Gibson and Ingrid B. Oh, there's somebody next time you're here. I really want to introduce you to. Or how long are you here Tuesday? You're not here long enough. Johan Rahman. She has. Well, maybe you can check out her Instagram while you're here. It's Black Florida.
Oh, Black Florida. Okay.
And when I don't even have to tell you, when you see it, it's just like she was on a show with some other creatives that just won an award from, don't give me the line about the name right now. But just are doing incredible, really beautiful work in a space that doesn't always get love. Let's just put it that way. And so you mentioned, we talked a little bit earlier, those of you who are just joining us, about the upcoming Urban Film Festival produced by Florida Film House. Marco Mall and the crew over there. And there are a lot of, now I don't know how much interaction you have when you come down with ABFF, with local filmmakers and...
Not as much as I want.
Yeah.
Because ABFF is, one, separate from the MPA being a huge sponsor, I'm also a board member of the festival. So I'm pulled in a lot of different directions. It's not always fun.
Yeah.
Because you don't really get to enjoy to
I know
interact with
we used to have a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Now it's like, I see John, it's like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
I want to introduce you to, okay, I'll see you later.
So it's not always fun. So I not as much as I want to, but so probably this next upcoming year I'll do separate visits because I really do want to engage with the independent filmmaking community.
What is the space? Because I always see a lot of the local people there, but not showcased. And maybe the only space is that Real to Real? I can't remember the name of it, but it's like
I know what
it's a national kind of short film piece.
I don't do the programming for the festival, but like for instance, another festival I'm on the board of, I'm excited about next week, in New York from the 12th to the 18th. There's a New York Latino Film Festival.
Oh, okay.
And because it's New York, it has a large African American Afro Latino component. Mm-hmm. And so one of the things that the MPA is doing, we are showcasing the 25th anniversary of I Like It Like That.
Oh, that's awesome.
So the director, Darnell Martin, who in 1994 became the first African American female filmmaker to take a helm of a film produced by a major studio. So we're going to show the film, and I'm going to moderate a conversation with Darnell and the cast.
Oh, I love that.
So I'm pretty excited about that.
That's, you know what I'm watching? Speaking of Netflix, Paris is Burning. I went back. Well, it's on Netflix right now. Those of you who have not seen it, and everybody who thinks Pose is, just revolutionized. Oh my God! It just came out. No, you've never seen this before.
No, but Paris is Burning.
Thank you.
But Pose is good.
Pose is fantastic.
Pose, it really is.
But but my point is that everything comes from somewhere. All the millennials think, we never knew this. It's like you were 4 when Paris was burning.
They discovered fire.
Please go watch it. Exactly. Please go watch it, and then you will know from whence this. And when you know who Colonel Abrams is, you can come talk to me again.
Okay, I can't talk to Jill.
Oh my God, you don't know who Colonel Abrams is? Oh, trapped. Okay, maybe that's just let that sit there. You don't know. Okay, anyway.
No, ma'am.
Anyway, but everything old is new again.
It is,
right?
yeah.
So you said something earlier that made me think about why they have not done A Star Is Born with Beyonce. That's been a rumor forever and ever. Amen, and it has never happened. Oh, did I?
I think that was a no comment.
I think his mic died.
I think
his mic just died.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, John Gibson, nor does the Motion Picture Association of America work in the creative space that our member companies, our studios do. So I found out about announcements when you all get them.
And back to the New York Latino Film Festival.
Right. But I heard that years ago that she was considered, but then I heard Lady Gaga, and I saw it. Lady Gaga killed it.
They killed it. I mean, no tea, no shade. They definitely killed it.
Some people can really act, and some people can really act. And there you have it.
Some people,
I like it like that.
hey, baby. Well, you know what? I mean, and I will say that I did not realize that was Beyonce till halfway through Lion King. That she was Nala yeah. And I was like, oh, that is Beyonce. It could be because Beyonce's speaking voice doesn't really command anything. I mean, you know what I'm saying? She can sing her face off. But
these comments are from Jill Tracy and Jill Tracy. They do not reflect the Motion Picture Association of America or its employees.
And on the B-side loves Beyonce.
I love Beyonce too, but I think that she would.
Truth is truth.
Yeah, I'm sure
Truth is truth.
I'm sure.
I heard that there was not a lot of range or emotion.
Thank you.
You're right.
And I'm sure when she is 65, she will tell us all.
Disney is offering her, I think, a multi-product deal. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the box office, the opening day box office, she can do no wrong.
She can do no wrong. And that song was great. The video was so powerful.
Yeah.
And the imagery that she does, and I think she is now at a career, at her place in career, where she's like, I am putting my people first and foremost. And everything I do will reflect the very best of who we are.
And she does her homework.
She does.
When she did that Norma Kamali in that video Spirit, listen, it was those. I can't tell you if you don't know. Yeah. But when I saw it, I was like, see, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That she. Yeah.
I mean, like Homecoming, the documentary on Netflix. I mean.
Yeah. And right, you just have the.
One of the most powerful parts to me was when Blue was singing "Lift Every Voice and Sing."
Yeah. That one, and there were so many.
So many.
You know, but but her opening and saying that when everybody else was all friends were going to college, she was going on tour.
Yeah.
I thought that was so powerful.
Absolutely. And the world was her college.
Right. And everybody going to college would have rather switch places, but she wanted to switch places with them. But
But the opportunity she gave for all of the performers, whether it be the dancers, the musicians, the singers, to do that, it was it was life-changing.
What did you think about the controversy about Before I Let Go? Jesus,
you are just stumping him left and right. Like he's like, how do I answer
everybody.
this?
So those of you who don't know, it's like all three of you that don't know that Frankie Beverly Mays' Before I Let Go, Beyonce paid homage to.
Yeah, she did.
She really did.
She paid tribute to, and he was happy.
And he
so long
said
as he was happy.
Yeah.
And I heard, she did, like Sweet Love. She's paying tribute to people, and Anita loves her.
I loved her, and I loved it in Homecoming.
Yes.
It's warming up to me on the air because I have a frame of reference for it.
You gotta hear it in the club.
Really? You think
you gotta hear it in the club because it gets.
Hey, Jennifer Smith. Jennifer says, "Hey guys."
Hi, Jennifer.
Hey, Jennifer.
In DC. You gotta hear it on the dance floor like any good song, any good record. You gotta hear it where you're supposed to hear it.
Right.
And it's. Can you imagine the family reunion where grandma's like, "Oh, that's my song,"
yes.
But then the 15-year-old is like, "Oh, but my song is coming on next," and it's the same song.
Yeah.
Okay, grandma, that's how we do it. This is how we did it back then, and now we're doing it together. Like, come on, it's just giving longevity.
I like that. I think it took a minute because you had to frame it. You had to have seen Homecoming to really get it.
I would love for the opportunity for Beyonce to perform it and bring Frankie on stage.
That would be
because then you have this new generation who may not be familiar with him, but that presents opportunity.
There are so many songs. Every other song on regular radio right now is from an old song.
Yeah, of course,
they ripped the beat, they ripped half the words, and then put some trap behind it. And nobody's complaining about that. She did this remix. I don't care what anybody says. She did it. She kept it authentic and still made it current all at the same time. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, I agree. It took us a while to get on it. At how hits and oldies.
Used to, Frankie Beverly's Before I Let Go at every club when the lights hit.
Yeah.
You knew before you left. It was so ingrained.
It's about to be the end of the night.
Right. Yeah. You were going to hear it. Oh, wait a minute. Tori, are you still there? Tori? Can you hear me? Oh, there he is. Hey, so Tori, Called 20 minutes ago. My bad. Tori is a local filmmaker. He has a movie called The Flea. Yes?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
So tell us about the movie.
Okay, well, basically it's about, about the USA flea market, actually. It's about the day in the life of, of a vendor.
I'm going to need your 20-second elevator pitch. I'm going to need you to write that pitch. I need you to get that pitch down.
All right.
What goes on at the flea market will blow your mind. The flea market coming this August.
Yeah.
But I'm intrigued, though. The flea market.
It is.
The stuff goes down.
Yeah. It's so funny. You guys, I don't know if you can hear. I'm in the LAX airport.
We can.
Bring me another one, please? Okay.
Oh, but we didn't know you said. No, he did not. Boy, no, he did not just say, "Can I get a number one, please?" I'm gonna need you to eat your food and call us back.
I love my people.
I cannot.
I love my people.
Now.
We don't disappoint.
I mean, technically, he called 20 minutes ago, probably from a quiet place.
He
And then we didn't pick up on him until he was ordering
that
his
was
food.
A movie scene right there.
Pretty much.
Call
Pretty
it the
much.
radio.
But, and I haven't even seen the movie, but the USA Flea Market, 183rd Street Flea Market, this is, and 163rd Street Mall. At any point in time, somebody could make a movie about how when we were young, this is what you did. This is where you went to get your whatever, your goals, your grills, your herringbone necklace, your ices out front, the pictures of the people that were caught shoplifting. I'm trying, Tori. I'm trying. I know it. So I'm really
Tori,
trying.
we still love you, bro. We love you, bro.
I haven't seen it yet, but the people.
Shoot me an email about your clip.
Stuff. So.
Like, did you get your food? You got your food?
Yes, it's coming. It's coming.
Hey, well, Tori, tell us, what did you order?
Actually, I'm in the airport. They have a little Red Lobster here, the little bar at LAX.
Yeah, LAX is nice. I'm out there a lot, so yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so now the Flea. When is the premiere of the Flea?
The premiere is this month on the 24th.
Okay.
Get your tickets. You can get your tickets online. You can go to my Instagram, Facebook.
What's the
Instagram
website?
Is Boss Life. Boss Lifestyle ENT. That's Instagram. And you go to, you'll see the link right there on Boss Lifestyle ENT.
Okay. See, that is the brother that comes to the cookout and takes all the ribs home. That is Tori.
Hey, Tori, we love you, bro.
I appreciate it, my brother.
Yes, indeed. All right. Well, we will definitely. I'll make sure. Can you send me a copy? I can send it to John.
Please do.
Yes, definitely.
Done deal.
And I definitely, off the air, I definitely want to get with you, sir, and we can definitely do some talking. Jill, set that up for me.
I'm going to need you to go eat your red lobster, okay? And sing good night. You can't make these things up.
I love my people.
So what was the website again? What was the Instagram?
His Instagram?
Yeah.
Child, Boss Lifestyle, somebody's
Boss Lifestyle
that Candy Girl
ENT.
guitar lick be jamming. What's up, Munch? How are you, babe? That Candy Girl lick be jamming. Okay, did we play Candy Girl? Is everybody high tonight?
Oh, dear.
It's 12:15. We got Tori ordering food in the airport. Munch, what Candy Girl link are you talking about?
The Candy Girl guitar lick be jamming. So what did we play before that had a Candy Girl guitar lick?
Oh, am I playing? Wait a minute.
We just had Sade.
You know what he might
Yes, we did.
We did just have Sade, but I bet you he can hear, if he's online, he was hearing that Raphael Sadiq maybe. Were you hearing that Raphael Sadiq?
Joe no say.
Okay, right. Yeah, okay.
Joe no
Moving
say.
right.
So the Latino, I like it like that.
Yes. At the New York Latino Film Festival, August 12th through the 18th in New York City.
Okay. Awesome. So yeah. Well, you said you didn't want to talk about. She's got to have it. So, John Singleton.
Yes, John Singleton.
Yes, I do want to.
She's got to have it.
What?
Well, I'm sure Netflix looked at the number, but they're working on a movie. They're still working with Spike Lee on other projects.
Yeah, on other projects, yeah. And supposedly it's going to go to BET. Where all good TV shows go to that.
I cannot with you right now, but can it really go to BET?
BET, which is part of the Viacom family, part of the MPAA, has been doing much better with their programming.
Yes, they have.
Now, what about the Barbie?
Yes,
that's
I
TV
saw
One.
that. I saw that. That's not part of the MP.
No.
If you can make it through without looking at that wig.
It's the wig. It was the wig.
Listen,
it was the wig.
It was the wig.
It was the wig.
But I was waiting
and
for
I'm
it to
sure
fall
that
off.
there's some naturally curly-headed actor that's upset that they didn't get that part
that
because
boy
they had
has
the hair
naturally
ready.
curly hair. They just had to do the most with the wig.
Was that from the Vivica Fox?
It was.
I cannot.
From the Vivica Fox 50 collection.
I cannot right now. What is happening?
It's
I'm
after
so
midnight.
Afraid. I'm so afraid.
888.
But I love Vivica though.
I do love me some Vivica. What is the name of her new show? Tell the Truth, Face the Truth.
Oh, that's a good show with the panel.
Yes,
that's a really good show.
Yeah, we watched it in the hair salon. Shout out to the girls in there. They hit me to everything. I wouldn't know about nothing if it wasn't for the girls in there.
I did not know Vivica Fox.
See,
it's a show. Yeah, it's a panel. Like
the
doctors.
way my MSNBC be on.
Oh my God.
I watch MSNBC all day.
Okay, do you?
And
really?
Amazon Prime.
I keep it on my office all day.
Okay,
but sometimes
it's better than reality TV sometimes.
But MSNBC, sometimes the hosts be so angry when they be interviewing people like Stephanie Rule. I'm like, sis,
that's my friend in my head.
I know, but like when people come on, like the what was it? The Health and Human Services Secretary was coming on to talk about lowering prescription drugs, and they just started attacking him about something crazy Trump said, which is every other minute. And he was like, I just want to talk about prescription drugs. Well, but you advise him, don't you? As someone who worked for a president, President Clinton,
yes,
as an appointee, the cabinet does not talk to the president every day.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes they go weeks without talking to the president. They're talking to staff members, like cabinet affairs, maybe the VP's office, but the cabinet does not advise the secretary.
Well, that was prior to
the president every day.
Because I'm sure that Trump is like,
well, I know
he's texting you. You're like, oh God, no.
We saw Nikki Haley.
They probably avoid it now.
Thank you.
He was like, this is unnecessary.
Please,
yeah.
Listen, when I tell you, well, since we went down that road, we will come back on the other side. I've said the fire this time is not going to be between us. It is going to be our brown brothers and sisters. And we see the beginnings of that now. We'll talk about it coming up on the other side. I am Jill Tracy. This is Hot Talk on Hot 105.
At Hot 105.
09-105. We are wrapping up the last quarter of the show. So if you would like to make a comment or call in and say, hey, you have a question, you can give us a call, 888-550-9105. We are live on the Hot 105 Facebook page. On Hot 105. Go to the Facebook page and poof, there we are. You can ask a question on there as well. So it's we're like, what do you call it when you like just test marketing something? I can't remember. Okay. When you're test marketing something, right? So we've been on a soft launch of the show live on Facebook. So, if you're awake, because that's the thing. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and I realize that. But if you're awake and you're listening, definitely give us a hit on Facebook or give us a call. So when we left for the break, we were just really kind of going in on everybody. But in the studio with me tonight is John Gibson. He is the Vice President of External Affairs and Multicultural Inclusion at the Motion Picture Association of America. And Miss Ingrid B. is in the building, who is the owner, CEO, HBIC of
Ingrid B. Inc. and we're on the B side.
That part, on the B side. So Ingrid B. Inc., that's new. It's always been on the B side.
On the B side is definitely the brand. It's the DBA. The corporation is Ingrid B. Inc. So I just try to make sure we're trying to expand a little bit. And Ingrid B. is a brand. So trying to work on that.
I'm not a single woman. I'm a brand. So listen, okay, it's our last. It's our last quarter. So John, what are some of the things that that you're seeing now? Like my dear friend Jason Canna, I don't know how he gets as much time to watch television as he does, but was telling me about Euphoria is like the thing right now.
Zendaya. Yeah. I've not jumped into it yet, but I'm hearing great things about it.
Well, you know what? It's funny because when I saw Zendaya on the cover of Vogue, I was like, okay, who are her people?
Yeah.
I need to know how this girl got on Vogue. But then he was like, hello, are you watching Euphoria? I'm like, no, what is it? And
she's always, she represents the best of us. She, Yara Shahidi.
Yeah.
And it's Elizabeth, Steinberg. Amanda Steinberg. Amanda Steinberg.
Amanda, yeah.
Yeah, those three. They're doing their thing. And what I love about them also, all of them were approached by Marvel to play Shuri in Black Panther.
Oh.
And all of them declined, and all of them said, you need a darker actress.
Oh.
They were like, no. They recognized the importance of the representation and that people needed to see that. Because, they knew the movie was going to be big, but they said no. And it speaks to, the social justice aspect of them and representation. So those three are really them in the cast of Dead White People. It's just a huge crop of this generation of young actors and actors. Remember,
what about the young one, the youngest of them all?
Oh yeah, young lady from Blackish.
Like she was at ABFF
that
this year.
won the BET.
Who just did her movie, the movie with Regina Hall. And Issa Rae.
Yes. It'll come to me.
Yeah.
Her own production company. What is she, 15 now?
Yeah, she's killing it.
Yes.
Yeah, there are some moments out there. I think that a lot of them I miss because they're not on Netflix and or CNN. But it's interesting. I want to jump back right quick. That you both are MSNBC viewers. Now, I typically won't watch MSNBC until Joy.
Oh, so you wait for the weekend?
Yes, I watch.
Well, I need to know what's going on during the day.
CNN. Well, and they'll tell you I watch CNN.
You have Craig Melvin on there. I mean, it's we represent some
on there, but for some reason, I have to make myself go watch MSNBC. For some reason, CNN resonates, even if I'm screaming at the television. It resonates with me in that there is this cross section, and that's kind of where I fit in, and I want to fit in, is that cross section between news and entertainment. Now, it is starting to look a little bit too much like, I'm sorry, caller, you can call back, I missed you. It's starting to look a little bit like Entertainment Tonight. CNN. Okay? It's a few too many dancing bears happening on CNN right now. And I loved Laura Coates as a commentator, but as the fill-in for Don Lemon, not so much.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's a very interesting thing that's happening over there. And like all the women now are blonde, except for Anna Cabrera. You have to really be in to see it. And at this point of the conversation.
So it's not a station, more so there's certain personalities on there that you like to watch. Yes or no?
That it's an interesting look at how a very large swath of America sees itself, right? They are liberal and this, that, and the other, but they are every stereotype. All the women are blonde, and they get blonder by the day.
Very Fox News-ish.
They're very Fox News. Yeah. All of the women over there. And it's very interesting, and the fact that
you don't have on MSNBC.
No, exactly. You don't have that at all, and it's an interesting time in that we don't really have news coming from a black network. Like there was always some news coming from BET, but something happened.
Ed Gordon and
isn't there a black network of news coming though, or is this a rumor? Did I imagine this?
You may have.
No, there's supposed to be a black news station or something.
I don't know.
Let me get to Googling.
Well, as long as Mark Lamont Hill is not clowning on it. I'm sorry. So
there's been so much shade, and I don't know.
I don't know. Y'all do have palm trees down here.
We have lots of them. So okay.
So you were saying shows that are like.
Yes. What do you like? What's hot now? What should we be watching?
Oh, Black News Channel to launch in November to an estimated 33 million households. The Root. Okay.
Oh, The Root.
No, The Root is reporting.
No, it's supposed to be a Black News Channel. Yeah.
What is the name of the channel?
Black News Channel, BNC.
Oh, okay.
You know, one of my favorite shows right now, Yellowstone on the Paramount Network.
Okay. Not familiar.
Like I'm missing out on so much.
I know. I definitely am. So, but that's
Kevin Costner. You know, the Times wrote whenever you put Kevin Costner in a cowboy hat and boots, he kills it.
Okay,
we're leaving.
But you know, the thing about it is based on a rancher. Well, it's like a rancher family dynamics, the largest private-owned ranch in the U.S. But they are showcasing black cowboys. That there are the diversity of it. That you do have African Americans that do work on cattle ranches, wood cowboys and all of that.
Right.
And that's what I love about it. And obviously it's a large Native American contingent as well, but it's very interesting dynamics.
I would not have known a lot of that history had I not gone on that Uncle Nearest Founders tour.
Exactly.
Yeah. And what is that, Yellowstone?
Yellowstone, the Paramount Network.
It's on Paramount.
Yeah.
I'm over here watching Little House on the Prairie on Cozy still.
No, you
gotta just happen.
You gotta
watch.
Queen.
Just happen. You did not just say that.
You gotta watch Queen Sugar. No,
definitely Queen Sugar. Yeah.
Greenleaf is coming back.
Yeah.
Power August 25th.
There is a new and Mary J. Blige is the lead on Power.
On the spinoff.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, this is not the spinoff. Oh, right. No, this is season 3. And then Mary's on the spinoff.
This is season 6. This is the
it's 6. This is it.
6 or 7. This is the final season.
Jesus, you got me the party. I still got that 6 keychain.
Yeah, this is the final season for Power.
Right.
In this current, iteration, but yeah.
And then, so that's like a jump off.
That's
What is the name of the show that Mary's going to do?
I don't know yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But she's leading.
I love Stars, but one of our members, but I love Stars.
I'm really excited about what Mary's going to do. I need to find out who her representation is.
Mary did good. Remember Mudbound?
I was going to say she killed it. She got nominated for.
I know, and then our guy was on it, but he messed up. Jason Williams?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now listen, last week I talked about comedians in cars getting coffee.
Mm-hmm.
That is just like my favorite thing right now on Netflix.
That's with Jerry
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
And this new season, he has
Eddie Murphy.
He had Eddie, and he had
Dolomite is coming out.
Yeah, and that wasn't. Oh, I should have bells for that one.
Yeah.
No, they didn't even mention that on that. So wait a minute, Eddie Murphy's doing Dolomite.
Yeah, it's coming out this year.
Okay, I missed that.
It's coming out.
On Netflix, my goodness!
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What happened to that show? Lord have mercy. He was in Ocean 7, the black man. Ocean's 10, the black man in the Oceans series.
Don Cheadle?
Thank you. What happened to the show that he was doing about the black man who started the Wall Street crash?
HBO. Back in the 80s.
No, you're right.
Yeah, well,
in the
this
80s.
was the first season, so it went. I don't know it was just the first season this year with Regina Hall.
Yes.
Yeah, it was the first season. I don't know if it got picked up, but yeah, it was just the first season.
Okay. So because I loved it,
and I don't know if it was scheduled to go beyond just a season. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good show. Yeah.
A lot of times when we hear that, I know you're not on the creative side.
Yeah.
But close enough, you're creative adjacent. So, a lot of times, I'm sure that you are asked for input when it comes to certain things. Or, people pick your brain.
Yeah.
For, what's the temperature on this? Mm-hmm. So what would you, like right now, what would you say? There was a question I asked, God bless the dead, Ossie Davis.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked, were we at the place where we could greenlight films? And this had to be a decade ago at this point.
Right.
And he said, we are not even at the place where the door is yet. This was a decade ago.
Mm-hmm.
Are we at the place where the door is yet?
Well, we're greenlighting
greenlight films.
Well, Tyler Perry greenlights films.
Well, he also creates and produces and
right, exactly.
So yes,
at the studio level, I mean, you have a green light committee, and you know, a lot of the studios, most of the studios, all of the studios are really looking at projects holistically. Like, for instance, I'll tell you, like Paramount, they have what they created, a content creation council. So Paramount requires that all film and television projects create diversity and inclusion plans prior to greenlight. Every single TV or movie going forward. That's huge.
That is really
it has to check certain boxes.
Right. And if not,
go back to the writer's table or go back to
and
the
that's
concept.
a first in your career.
Yeah. So a lot of the studios are doing that. The inclusion leads are not just inclusion for the sake of HR, but they are working with production and casting, and you know, it's a different time now. In the last 5 years, all of your studio chiefs have changed.
Yeah.
And now you have at Warner Brothers a female CEO. At Donna Langley's at Universal. So times are changing. Where inclusion is just good business, because the more diverse a project is, the more you open up for additional customer base.
Right.
Yeah.
Will the changes from Les Moonves on down to the other what is his name? I can't Weinstein. None of which have been indicted or anything, and Bill Cosby is rotting away in jail. I'm just saying. Will any of those things change the tone in Hollywood?
Oh, absolutely.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because you had an actress now on The Rookie, which was on ABC, African American sister, who was her character widely liked. And The Rookie was it came out this past season. They just announced season 2, and she says she's not on it because she experienced sexual harassment and discrimination, and the fact that she was very vocal on social media about it. Social media to me is like a watch group.
Interesting.
On a couple of things. It's like you have to have now what I call authentic representation. You're not doing a movie where, let's say, it's based in Egypt. It's not the Johnny Weissmuller, because I'm telling my age, because my grandfather used to make me watch Tarzan, and the princesses and princes of Africa were white,
right?
And all of the servants had the bone going through their nose and would be the first ones falling off the cliff.
Right.
Well, you're not doing that no more. Because again, Black Twitter, social media is holding the networks and studios accountable. Because if it's not authentically representative of the group, you're not going to watch it, and you're not making money.
Yeah.
So we're definitely, these changes have been made for the better. Absolutely.
So film-wise, coming up in this is the big season that we're about to walk into. What are you excited about?
Well, the last Star Wars is coming.
Right.
Well, the last Skywalker saga, because there's so many stories.
Right.
The co-leads, the co-writers of Game of Thrones, they're working on a whole separate saga. I'm really excited about the movie with Tiffany Haddish, Melissa McCarthy, about the 3 women who are, let's see,
because Tiffany, after her New Year's Eve, I saw that.
I'm kind of excited about it because it's going to be a dramatic first for her.
Yeah. Which is a good move, because after she was drunk on stage New Year's Eve. She really suffered from that for a minute, and nobody's really checking for her. It's happened to everybody, but I think that she had what.
Well, she has another movie coming out in January with Paramount. It's Tiffany Rose Byrne, who was in Bridesmaids. She played the very sedity, socialite.
Oh yeah, okay.
And then you have Salma Hayek, and they're playing a movie called Like a Boss. So it's a comedy for Paramount. So that's January. So Tiffany's still collecting them checks.
Well, that was but that was shot.
Right, but she's also still doing her show with Cedric the Entertainer.
Yeah.
So she had a bump. Mm-hmm. But
I think she handled it well, because she was quiet. She didn't try to get into it. She's like, okay, let me just chill for a minute.
Messed up.
And she made up the date.
Yeah. I mean, it happens to everyone. I think.
And
she
I don't know if,
really
and I
well.
don't know, but did she come through the stand-up circuit?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
She was definitely. I mean, I think that's why she got so much heat, because it's like that's how you built your craft. So now, how did you? But see, Miami don't play with you. I mean, I can't tell you how many artists that I have interviewed that got to Miami and got with the wrong crowd, and they were scraping off the sidewalk. Yeah. Ingrid could tell you lots of stories.
So
people stumbling out of the
Tiffany's talented, so she's gonna, she's gonna rebound and she's gonna, do what she needs to do.
Yeah.
But she's still a hot commodity. Jumanji looks good. Jumanji 2 looks good.
She's in it. Maybe not.
No, she's not. No, Danny Glover and Danny DeVito. They've been at it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
I know, right?
Danny
Big
DeVito.
Christmas movies, Thanksgiving, holiday, what to look for.
You can go to fandango.com.
You know what?
I'm going to say Thanksgiving, we're going to look for Queen and Slim.
Yeah, Queen and Slim
because
is
South Florida
universal.
is very represented.
Absolutely.
Bertrand Boyd will be in Queen and Slim. So we definitely going to look for that on the B-side.
Absolutely.
That's what we're going to be looking for Thanksgiving weekend. Can I double back, though, to the beginning of the show, Jill, when you asked about the plantation? This person sitting next to me, your friend, loves his job.
Yes.
And that is the job that if you're going to do, and at the end of the day, all of us can't work for ourselves.
Right.
Somebody is going to be an employee.
Somebody has
somewhere.
to. I mean, it's the
we
same.
can't all. Somebody has to clean the floors. We can't all own the building.
But I think that a lot of people, I love
your job.
Love my job,
and you're great at it.
And I think that a lot of times when you're able, that a lot of that comes from being able to be creative in your job,
right?
And to be able to, have some say.
Absolutely.
Voice
and doing a job that you like, period. Because a lot of us, especially in the Caribbean community, mother said or daddy said, you have to be a lawyer, a doctor,
a nurse,
if not, or a nurse or a teacher. If not, it's not, valid, worthy of your time and all the hard work that they put in. Because they can't really see how this other passion that you have is going to make you money. But anyway. I think maybe how we get off the plantation is to stop looking at it as a plantation, because that just says so much. And maybe just start doing what we love. And if that means that you clock in from 9 to 5, but make sure it's doing something, because he loves, I just met him. He loves his job.
Yeah, and that is why, and when you are, that's when you're successful at it, because you really, and at the same time, you have to be in spaces that honor who you are.
Most definitely.
And not, tolerate or dismiss or stifle your energy. And clearly you are in a space that honors who you are.
We have a really great team at the MPA.
You really do.
5, 7, 8, 10 years ago, the industry wasn't where it needed to be. And now I think we're kind of in the golden age of, showcasing the very best of various communities.
Yeah.
And, and our CEO, Ambassador Rifkin, who was President Obama's ambassador to France, really has set the standard for us to really push and be very aggressive about representation, inclusion, belonging. People need to feel like they belong.
Yeah.
And we always haven't felt that way.
Yeah, do you push for the black hairdressers and makeup artists too? Do you push, or do y'all have
again? I'm not on the creative.
No, that is separate. That's the unions.
But that because that's been a conversation.
But no, I just talked to somebody. I just talked to a head of a film festival, a very good friend the other day. Not ABFF, not New York Latino, but another major film festival about Black Press. I don't know if you all remember last year there was an open letter from Black Press to Black Hollywood, saying that when no one else knew who you were, we nurtured you, we carried you, and when mainstream press discovered you, you left us alone.
Yeah.
So I think talent has a role to play in this stuff when they do these junkets of making sure that those rooms are also diverse.
Well, I won't say who it is because I want to keep my job. But very famous actress. I was on a junket, and the only reason why she would speak to me as Black Press is because she lives in Miami. She didn't want to talk to any Black press. She's like, she was trying to elevate her career, and I was only relevant because it was Miami, and she has a big base in Miami. But a lot of
from Miami,
and there is a lot in that space. I was one of the founding members of the Arts and Entertainment Task Force at NABJ, and most of the founding members are just no longer involved for many reasons. However, there is like a disconnect, particularly if you work in non-traditional media, in terms of bringing us in the room.
Yeah.
When Creed came, Creed 2, God bless, I'm not going to say nobody's name, but when it came, there were only 2 black people on the media pool.
Yeah.
All of the rest of them were Hispanic or from, one of the major networks. I was, a lot of those spaces when the movies are reviewed early, there's 6 white men and me. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like you told the caller, a lot of times it's a lack of us showing up in the room. That is a whole nother show because a lot of times, right, that opportunity, like what was it, Robin, the comedian, heavyset, dark skin comedian, Robin.
Oh, Baby's Kids?
Yes.
Harris.
Yeah,
Robin Harris. And that joke where he says, all of y'all waiting for, who is it? Job. That's one of my favorite jokes ever. But it's not going to come and knock on your door.
Right.
And I think probably one of the greatest takeaways that, I have learned from you and from Darius is that if you really want it, step up to the plate and ask for it.
You have to.
Yeah.
My personal philosophy is it's always a no until you ask.
Yeah.
So what do you have to lose?
Yeah, it is definitely.
lose.
So you have a little gem that you want to leave before we make it up out of here, Miss Ingrid?
Oh,
Come on, Miss Ingrid.
Make your passion your prosperity, and if you can't be good at it.
Amen.
Okay, I like that one. I'll take it.
I like it.
Listen,
can I say that Mike Phillips will be on the B-side this Thursday? Can I say that?
I think you just did. Okay, and caller, hey, thanks for calling that now that we're leaving. You can check it out on the Hot 105 Facebook. There's Mark Young. Hey, coming up at 1 o'clock. I could have sworn I saw him in there. You could, you can check us out. And if you missed it, it'll be up on the Facebook page. John Gibson, thank you so much as always.
Thank you all for always having me.
Ingrid B, thank you.
I had fun with Miss Ingrid.
Thank you for ruining my life, Ingrid.
I love you, and I'm sorry. I love you all. I love you out there. You know who I'm talking to.
Yeah. Next time.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It happens. Gotta go. Love you, mean it. I will talk to you
Thanks, everyone.
tomorrow morning with James T. right here on Hot 105.